So I can't see this. It's such tiny print. Can't hear any of this. Why? It says live. Zoom. Okay. Can't hear any of it. Unmute. There's 10 participants. So it says live. I see them, but there's no sound.
Good evening, everybody. I see you're on Zoom, and my name is Michael Newmark. I'm the Administrative Law Judge for the Public Service Commission, and I'm running the hearing tonight. I see we have a number of people on Zoom. We're going to get started at 6. We got a lot of people at the hearing room as well, so just sit tight until we get started, and I'll give you some instructions about how we're going to proceed. All right, thanks.
Oh, he just mutes it. Right. It's not as packed as they would like to see it because it's the air quality index out there. My poor eye hurts so bad. Well, we are not prepared either in case of a
Well, good evening, everybody. I want to get your attention before we get started. We'll get started at 6, but I just want to give you a little heads up beforehand. We're here to take public comments. My name is Michael Newmark with the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin. So we're here to take public comments on the Foundry Ridge Energy Center project. So I just want to let you know before we get started, if you do want to comment, please fill out an appearance slip. They're at the table where commission staff is by the door. If you want to comment, just fill out the top part and check the Speak Now Yes button box, and then hand it back to staff. They'll get me your slip, and I'll have it in my hands when we get the hearing started. And we'll just go through the list and get people's comments. We have people on Zoom as well, so we'll be switching between people in the room and people on Zoom getting their comments in. And I just want to let you guys know that before we get started, we will start officially at 6. We'll do a little bit more introductions. Another thing you guys should know, though, we're not presenting information about the project or having a debate or question and answer session on the project. This session is to hear from you and get your comment and your opinion on the case. We have made the applicant and commission staff available for questions on an individual basis. So if you do have questions about the project, you want to know more before you make a comment, feel free to do that. They're all in the back of the room, and we're going to try to hopefully not have a lot of talking going on during the hearing. So if we need to have you guys step out and talk that way, we'll do it that way. But I think they're so far away that we could probably have some quiet discussions back there. We'll get started at 6. We'll get back online at that point. But at this point, just sit tight for another minute, about another minute. So, okay.
Okay, so now somebody just
Is it working?
No, they just put these.
Those are new ones. Okay. Okay. What's going on with that thing? Just let me know when you're ready. preliminary stuff first. All right, well, before you guys start talking again, and it's 6 o'clock now, so we'll get started. So officially here, welcome everyone. This is Docket 9835 CE100, the application of the Foundry Ridge Energy Center for a CPCN to build its large energy facility. My name is Michael Newmark, Administrative Law Judge for the PSC. Sorry, we've been here since 2 o'clock, so I may be a little bit worn out, but what we're doing here today is collecting your comments on the case. Like I said, we started at 2 p.m. We had plenty of people here for that session, so it was great. I got to hear from a lot of people, both in the room and online, and we collected comments. So a couple ways you can comment. Like I said before, you can fill out the appearance slip and then just check that Speak Now box. Other ways to comment, we'll take comments in writing, and those just need to be at the commission by July 23rd. So easy way to do it. If you don't feel like speaking, you could just write your comment out and we'll give you some more pages. Just hand it back to staff. We'll put that in the record for you. Other ways to comment in writing, there's details on this slip on our internet link that lets you just type in a comment, goes right to the case, or our mailing address. So we do need to receive all the comments by next Thursday, so make sure if you're mailing it that you provide enough time for that. So you have some options there. Just so you know, we have a Zoom connection and we are live streaming on YouTube. The YouTube live stream will become a recording on our YouTube channel for hearings. And it's kind of like the unofficial version of the hearing today. The official version is going to be the transcript of the hearing, which we have our court reporter here. Is going to take down all of your comments, and it's the transcript that the commissioners will read when they make their decision on the case. So just back up a little bit about what's going on here. So the commission is the state agency that regulates utility service in Wisconsin, including approving these large energy projects, setting rates for utilities, approving utilities service territories that they can have the right to provide service. All of that gets reviewed by the commission. And because this is a contested case, because of the nature of the project, the commissioners make a decision on the application. They have the authority to approve, deny, or modify the project. When the commissioners are making that decision, they can only use the documents that are in the record in the case. And that's my job. I decide what goes in the record and what doesn't go in the record. So what we're doing here today is getting the public comments, and I'll put those in the record. Also, there's a hearing on Tuesday. It's going to be on Zoom, and there's going to be a live stream of that for the public. It's just for the parties and commission staff to participate. And I'm going to, at that point, accept the documents that they've filed, and those witnesses will be, the witnesses who are presenting those documents will be subject to cross-examination through the party process. So those are for parties to the case have that opportunity to do that. The documents I received there and the transcript of that hearing will also be part of the record. Then we'll give that all to the commissioners, and they'll be reviewing all that documentation before they make their decision. So that's kind of the framework here. We do have Commissioner Hawkins here in person to listen to you guys, but like I said, the official version of your comment will be in the transcript. That'll be provided to all three commissioners who run our agency. So a couple other things I want to review. When you come up here for a comment, I may not have my eyes on you the whole time, and I may get distracted by all this garbage here in front of me, because we are running the Zoom and the live stream. And so I may need to be taking care of some things. So I apologize if it looks like I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to keep this running for everyone. The important thing, though, is that the court reporter is hearing you and recording what you're saying in the transcript. That's our goal number one. And in order to do that, most important thing is to have a quiet room. We don't want to distract her. We don't want people to get distracted or, interrupt someone's flow when they're trying to talk. So we just need quiet in the room when someone's commenting, and then speak slowly and clearly when you're giving a comment. So our court reporter is typing at the speed of your words, and you'll start to see smoke coming up out of your fingers if we go too fast.
I'm gonna get a little smoke.
You should get a little dry ice. So yeah, that's kind of the rules here. And then also this project actually did come up with, there was a number of people both for and against the project. I know you're probably thinking, believe it or not, there's someone on the other side here, but we want to be respectful for everyone. It's my job to make sure everyone feels comfortable and is invited to give their opinion. And just like you would like to give your opinion with respect, please provide that to everyone, regardless of what their position is. Like I said, your real job is to try to convincing the commissioners in the transcript that they should agree with you. So you don't want to be fighting in the hearing room. So not that that's ever happened before, but let's see. So we have that kind of thing I wanted to mention. I think that's about it. Probably forget something. So we'll be switching between people in the room and Zoom. Just so you know, we have about 10 people on Zoom at this point. I don't know if everyone's going to want to comment, but they're here to observe at least. So just keep getting your comment slips in, your appearance slips in, and we have a significant number of people. I think we have the room until 9, and that'll probably be enough time to get everybody commenting if they wish to. Just in case we have to break up before everyone has had a chance to comment, you still have the opportunity to comment online, or a written comment online, or just write it out, give it to us before we leave, or mail it to us. So just don't forget, you have that opportunity to file a written comment. And along those lines, though, if you've already filed a written comment, I'm not going to check. But if you would refrain from giving a comment in person today, just so we can get everyone a chance to comment who hasn't done so yet. So if you filed a comment from June 1st up until now, up until the deadline, those comments will be reviewed by the commissioners. So if you've already done so, just give someone else a chance who's here today. But like I said, I'm not going to be policing that, so to speak. Just going to trust people to make their best judgment on that. So. I think that's it. So let's get started. I'm going to read up. I'm going to read up a couple of names that I have so far, just so you know who's on deck. So you have Kimberly Sutcliffe, thank you. Garrick Harwick, Chloe Kepke, and Allison Cunningham. All we'll take Kimberly first, but those other people will be after. In that order. So just so you know.
Do you have George in there?
Do I have George in there? No, yeah, no.
He's number 3.
No, not anymore. Oh, and then Tammy Heller as well. That'll be 5. So that's 6. All right. Well, hang on. Well, and then we'll switch to Zoom. So let's start with Kimberly first. Kimberly, are you here? Come on up. I'll show you. Oh, I didn't explain that yet. Okay. Come on up. That's what I forgot to do. Coming up, we'll show everyone how it's done here. All right, so have a seat.
Thanks.
And I'm going to swear you in. So raise your right hand, and do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, so give us your name, state your name.
My name is Kimberly Sutcliffe Steinberger.
All right, and just going to check here off the. Can you guys hear from the back? No? All right.
I apologize. My name is Kimberly Sutcliffe Steinberger.
I'm just going to turn this up and put that a little closer so it's kind of, you want to kind of get right into the mic there.
You didn't put it on the sheet, Steinberger?
Kimberly Sutcliffe Steinberger.
Steinberger is the last.
Two names.
Okay, do you want to spell that? No. All right, so at this point, it's up, now it's your chance to give us your opinion on the case. Let's hear what you have to say.
Okay. I thought, my husband and I came here because we thought we were going to get more information on this. So my question is now different. So instead, I'm going to talk to the people. My name is Kimberly Steinberger, and I've lived in Delavan, Wisconsin for 13 years. I'm 55 years old. I have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. We are old enough to know when they don't give us information, that's when we have to worry. How can you have a town hall like this and not speak to us? It's just a guessing game. And AI hasn't been alive long enough. I mean, we're seeing and hearing things about what happens between the cattle, the people being sick, the water restrictions that these data centers are in, call it what you want. Once they start and they make these buildings and the infrastructure and they tap into our water and energy, it is a done deal. We cannot get it back. We're screwed. And our time is limited. But our kids and grandkids, well, let's be honest. I'll be honest. I'm trying now to get my kids involved in politics. I never thought I would have to because I thought better people were involved in politics. But now I know I made a terrible mistake. And I got to teach my kids better. The only way you can teach them is with knowledge. The lies have got to stop, the covering has got to stop, and the only way that's going to happen is if we, the people, stand up. We got to tell them no. Why do they want our town so bad? Because it's little, it's cheaper, not so many no votes. Think about that. They're lying to us. We've been lied to. Enough of the lies. I'm going to keep coming back, and I hope everybody does. This county and the state is so beautiful. Let's not let anything take that. Let's just leave it the way it is. We're a beautiful farming community. My husband, born and raised in Milwaukee, couldn't wait to come out here. We just want to keep it this way. Let's keep it quiet. We moved here for a reason. We live here for a reason. We love this county for a reason. I thank you for your time. My name is Kimberly. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. All right, so I'm going to reiterate, can we please not have applause or boos? There may be people who want to boo, people who want to applaud, but you know, people are going to have different opinions about this case, and like I said, I want everyone to feel invited to give their comment, and I'd be pretty intimidated if a room full of people are clapping against something that I was going to say. So just please keep that in mind. Just be respectful, everybody, okay? All right, so Garrett Harwick. Swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Your name and comment, please.
All right, my name is Garrett Carver.
Just make sure they can hear you. Here we go.
Good evening. My name is Garrett Carwick, and I serve as the president of the Southern Wisconsin Building Trades Council. On behalf of the affiliated unions and the hundreds of skilled tradesmen and tradeswomen I represent across Southern Wisconsin, I'm here today to support the proposed natural gas peaker plant at the town of Darien. This project represents a significant investment in our region's energy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
This
can see the smoke here, so.
This project represents.
This project represents a significant investment in our region's energy infrastructure and equally important in Wisconsin's workforce. The general contractor has signed a national construction agreement with our local building trades unions, ensuring that this project will be built by a highly skilled, well-trained, and safety-focused union workforce. If approved, this project will create employment opportunities for hundreds of skilled workers, providing family-supporting wages, quality benefits, and apprenticeship opportunities that help develop the next generation of Wisconsin's construction workforce. These are jobs that directly benefit local families, support area businesses, and strengthen our regional economy. Our members have the training, experience, and expertise to construct complex energy facilities safely, efficiently, and to the highest standards. We take great pride in delivering projects that serve the public while creating lasting economic value for the communities where we work. For these reasons, the Southern Wisconsin Building Trades Council supports this project and respectfully encourages the Public Service Commission to approve the application and allow construction to move forward. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thanks for your comment. Chloe Kepke. Swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, and give us your name, please.
Chloe Kepke. Please forgive me, this is pretty long, but I have a lot to say. Good evening, my name is Chloe Kepke, and I stand before you tonight because this decision will shape my future in the place that I call home. I may be the youngest, or one of the youngest in the room here, but this decision matters to me because this is my home. This is where I have grown up, made memories, and learned to value the land, the farms, and the community that makes this area special. I understand the proposed gas plant may bring benefits, and I respect that there are many factors to consider. But we also need to think carefully about what our community could lose and how this will affect the future of the place we call home. My first concern is protecting our water resources. Water supports our families, our farms, our livestock, and the natural environment around us. If those resources are damaged, the effects could last for generations. We have a responsibility to protect the clean, reliable water our community depends on. My second concern is the future generations. The choices made will affect the children who grew up here years from now. My generation will live with the results, so we should ask ourselves what kind of community we want to leave behind. My third concern is continuing the industrialization of our rural community. We already had beautiful and useful fields be corrupted by acres of solar panels. I fear if this continues, our town will look almost dystopian and ruin the whole beauty this town has to offer. When I think about my future, I want to come back to a town that still feels like home. I do not want to watch pieces of my childhood disappear, one decision at a time. I want my future kids to grow up with the same open fields, rural beauty, and sense of community that I have been fortunate enough to experience. The choices you make tonight will shape the world my generation grows up in. Please help protect the character of our town, the land that has shaped it, and the future of the community we all love. Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's hard not to clap for us. So please, like I said, Allison Cunningham. Swear you in. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Name and comment.
My name is Allison Cunningham. I have a master's degree in ecology and evolution, but you don't need to have taken the courses I have on sustainability and the environment to know that you need clean air to breathe and clean water to drink. Our state relies very heavily on things that are very people-centered. Our industry of agriculture is people-centered. It is family farms, it is traditions that keep our state alive, and they require water to maintain their farms. Farmland and agriculture uses 125 billion gallons of water in a year, which represents a significant percentage of our groundwater that is available. And it is well documented that data centers, which again, call it what you will, use significant amounts of water. They have not been tried enough to make them sustainable for the water they use and the pollution they cause, and return back to the environment, which in a state where ecotourism represents a $12 billion industry, we need clean water to swim in and to put boats in and to fish in. And we need clean air to breathe when we hike and we see our forests and we go out to our parks and our recreation areas. And with the data center and the pollution that comes from a natural gas plant, which is again well documented to be particulate matter, we will not have the availability to do those things that make our state what it is. And the reason that I came back here after living away for 5 years, I came right back to where I am from. We all came here on a day that is extraordinarily smoky outside. I know that my throat hurts from standing outside and walking today. That is the reality for the pollution that comes from natural gas plants as well. They release fine particulates into the air that cause the same kind of respiratory distress that we're feeling today. A UW-Madison study also found that they estimate 118 lives will be lost as a result of the gas plant that is being put in. Those are regular people's lives. Those are my life. Those are your life. Those are your children with asthma that have respiratory distress that are losing their lives because of a plant like this. And that's not to mention the pollution in the water that comes from it as well. And in a state where 35% of our residents are either below the poverty level or are ALICE recognized as not being able to afford the cost of living in our state, the increase in energy costs for the regular person that come with building this gas plant, and then us fronting the bill instead of the companies that are buying the energy for their data center to gamble on making a profit, that is going to dramatically affect the people that live in our state. That is what I have to say today, and I hope everybody has a good day. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. All right, so I'm going to switch to Zoom and just get a couple people going with that. So I have a list of people who are participating on Zoom, and they are, we can go off the record. They're in alphabetical order as they've come through the list here. So I see you, Seth, you have your hand up. Is there a particular reason for that, or?
I just thought we had to raise our hands to be in order.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna check people in alphabetical order here. So we have Brenda Pett, P-E-T-T. Did you want to comment, Brenda?
Not right now, thank you.
Okay. So I will, I'll ask at the end if you're a no comment now, I'll ask you at the end if you change your mind, but for now I'll put you down as a no comment. Cesar Gonzalez, please unmute. Let me know if you'd like to comment. Cesar?
Not at this moment. I submitted my comments through the website already. Thank you.
That's fine. Thanks for letting me know. Deb, you're signed in as Deb. Would you like to comment? Just unmute, let me know. Okay. Put you down as a no comment for now. Dr. Victoria Gillette?
Yes, I will comment.
All right, great. Can you get your screen on? Or I'm sorry, your camera. There we go. I'm going to spotlight you here. Just let me check, make sure. Yep, excellent. All right, I think we're good to go. So let's get back on the record, and I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, well, looks like your video is a little choppy.
How's my audio? Is that okay?
Yeah, it looks like it's okay now. I don't know what happened there. Okay, let's get started. Just give us your name and spell it for us, please.
Yep. So first name is Victoria, last name is Gillette, or Gillet, G-I-L-L-E-T. Oh, actually, I think I have a reason why there we go. That might be a little better. Yeah, G-I-L-L-E-T.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Thanks.
I'm a primary care physician. I have patients from across southeastern Wisconsin, including in the area where this plan is proposed for. And I got into medicine to help people. I show up to public hearings, all kinds, all the time, because so often my medical help feels like too little, far too late. When my patients live in unhealthy communities, there's no amount of medical care that can make them truly healthy. And today, our community is not healthy. Southeastern Wisconsin just recorded the worst air quality in its history. The highest number that I saw was 644, which is more than double our previous record that we set 3 years ago. Summer schools closed, pools closed. Air quality was so bad that I could taste the smoke when I was sitting inside of my exam rooms in my clinic today. This is not a hypothetical. This is not a distant risk. This is what an air quality crisis looks like right now, today. And into that crisis, we propose to build a new gas plant. Southeastern Wisconsin's air, it already fails to meet the safety standards of the Clean Air Act. Right? We're not starting from a clean baseline. We are starting from a violation. There are already innumerable patients with worse health outcomes because of this injustice that we're fighting, right? Some of them are probably in this hearing right now, right? Folks who show up in my exam room with inhalers that aren't working anymore, with blood pressure that won't come down, with kids who miss school because they can't breathe. Burning gas pollutes the air with particulate matter, nitrogen oxide, ozone, dozens of other pollutants. These substances are harmful to every single organ system in the human body. They worsen essentially every single disease you can be diagnosed with. Heart disease, lung, diabetes, pregnancy complications, dementia. Building a new gas plant will deeply worsen the pollution that this community already faces pollution that is already illegal, pollution that is already dangerous, and as of today, pollution that is historic in its severity. I know that Invenergy and We Energies have used every trick in their arsenals to get this plan approved with minimal fuss. But I just want to say that every person at every level of society should be doing everything in their power to prevent a day like today from ever happening to our state ever again. So I beg the commissioners as a physician and as a neighbor to find a way to use the authority that you have been given by the state of Wisconsin to deny the approval for this gas plant and prioritize public good over corporate expediency. Yeah, my patients can't afford another source of pollution. This community cannot afford another source of pollution. We have just lived through our worst air day in recorded history, so I would really prefer that we not build the next one on purpose. Thanks.
All right, thanks, appreciate it. All right, so. All right, so Emily, you're on Zoom. Did you want to comment? You're not on Zoom anymore. Okay. How about initials GH? Just unmute, let me know. No, okay. Jean B. Comment from Jean? No. Okay. All right. So let's switch to some people in the room then. Who do we have coming up here? So let me read off the next few people. So here's George. George Steinberger, we'll take you next. George. Tammy Heller and Rhonda Bliss. George, is George here? Come on up.
There's nothing I can say that these women already had to say.
Oh, all right. That's up to you.
Way better than I would.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know where to put this. I'll make a new file. Okay. How about Tammy? There we go. Oh, great. Raise your right hand, swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Name and comment.
Tammy Heller. Okay, I'm here to represent, I know many people. I lived here for a long time. I grew up in Delavan Lake and Delavan and Darien.
Put that a little closer.
I'm not here for the adults. I'm here for the children. I'm here for nature. I can't imagine what nature's going through today. I did a little research, and just within like 2 minutes, I asked the negatives of the gas plant. Do you know how many explosions we've had in the United States? Let's see, there's Qatar and Quebec. That's not a bunch of them that aren't even here. Then when we get to here, we're looking at Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma. I could go on and on. There's no way for them to guarantee us that they're not going to have an explosion. And do you know that it's not just the city there that's going to be affected? It's going to be all the little towns around here that they're going to have to empty. That's not including the water. And when you talk about how many people they're going to employ, yeah, you might have a bunch to build it. But after that, it's 25, 30 people. Right. That's it. 25, 30 people.
Off the record. Okay. Listen, guys, I can't have interruptions. We have a lot of people to get through. I want to respectfully give everyone a chance to comment. If you interrupt, I will cancel the hearing. I'll walk out. If you guys interrupt and cause delay, I will walk out of this hearing. You can file a comment online.
Okay.
I mean it.
They got it, I think.
All right, well, we'll see.
So
wait, let's get back on the record. So, okay, we're good? Back on the record, go ahead. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Okay, so the fact is that when you look up the part of it that is like what it's going to do to your land, what it's going to do to your water, every question, you need to tell your children this, every question you ask AI is taking 2.5 gallons of water. 2.5. When we were raised, it was turn off the water, turn off the lights. Someday you're not going to have it. Well, we're getting to that point. If that data center goes through on either one up there, that's why they need this plant, is for their data centers.
Okay, we don't need the data centers. We need to go back to books. It has shown that the kids are literally losing their white matter. They're losing their brains from it. And now you want to put in a big gas plant. Like she said, we have all these solar panels, everything here. It does not look like Wisconsin no more. And if this keeps going, it won't be Wisconsin. But the people on the commission need to think it's not just us. It's going to be your children that are affected, your grandchildren. These blow, then what? Can they guarantee us they're not going to blow? When I looked up, I could not believe how many have blown up and how many towns you had to evacuate around them. How can you, with a good conscience, when you know you're going to have to meet your creator someday like the rest of us, how can you do that to nature and to the kids? That's all I got to say.
All right, thanks, appreciate it. Rhonda Bliss. Then we'll have Tim Bliss and Christine Carey up next. Okay, Rhonda, swear you in? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Name and comment. Oh, just speak into the mic.
Rhonda Bliss, and I actually live in Bradford Township, and I felt that at the beginning of this, there was really not very much information that even came to us, and partly because we weren't in, Darien Township. But when we did get information, it was very sketchy, like they had a map, but half the roads were missing, so I couldn't really tell where things were. So this goes way back, and I still feel like things aren't really improving with communication. I'm very disappointed about that. I am not real comfortable up here speaking, but I decided that I'm going to do it anyway because I feel very, very important about this in very many ways, but I kind of focused on a couple of things. First of all, I feel that there's a cost and benefit to everything. And if you're building a gas factory, there's a cost, sure, but there's a huge benefit, and there's a huge amount of money that's going to go into somebody's pockets. For us, what's that benefit? There's cost for us, but what is the benefit for us with a gas factory? What kind of benefit does that really give for us? Provides a little more gas, probably won't even be used here. And so I think that I focused on the research that showed what the health impact is. I focused on research that showed how it affects the natural, environment. And so first of all, the gas factory, the costs are noise, potential odor, light pollution, health risks, what we heard of from before, from potential air and water pollution, higher risks of respiratory and heart disease, danger of explosions, accidental gas release, evacuations and fire, potential water contamination from pipeline leaks, mishandling of wastewater that can contaminate local wells and the nearby Turtle Creek. Why in the world would they put something like this in a natural area, the wildlife conservation area of Turtle Creek? That's the largest creek in Rock County, 128 acres of fresh meadow wetlands. And if you've ever researched wetlands, they're very, very valuable. And it's our future water. And they're building, it's walking distance. Our home is walking distance. We live right on Turtle Creek, so it's very close. 2 miles of the stream run through 312 acres of wildlife preserve. So I'm very concerned in a number of ways. Those are a few of my biggest concerns. But I also feel like we really haven't had much say. I feel like we're the little guy, and these other people out there have a lot of money and a lot of power. And our hands are tied. We can talk, we can put up signs. That's about the limit of it. We really have these things, just a few of them. Wish more people would participate. It's hard for me to do it, but I'm doing it for that reason. I feel like we need to have a say in what happens to our property, what happens to our children, our grandchildren, and we shouldn't be able to be pushed around like this. So That's
All right, thanks for your comment. Tim Bliss. All right, swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, give us your name and comment, please.
All right, Tim Bliss, and I have a few comments, and Rhonda has spoke to some of these, so I apologize if I have a second word on that. We've been here 50 years, which is hard for me to believe because it goes fast. And Fairfield, which is overlooking everything to the south, which is the solar field, the manufacturing plant of the solar field, all the panels. And during that time, we were told I had asked a question about, do these panels reflect? And I was assured by someone working for the company that they do not reflect. They're from China. All the panels are from China. They do not reflect. Well, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1st of February, come out to our house, and you'll see how they reflect. Yeah. We have 32 acres. We farm some of that out. Very good farmer, very conservative farmer, but really taking care of our land. He's very conscientious about taking care of the land. And as Rhonda has alluded to, we're concerned about that. We recreate there, being there 50 years, especially during COVID. It gave us just a tremendous opportunity to see the wonderful things about nature around us. Meaning, we had 2 owls that were born there. We go up our driveway every day and talk to them. And then they stayed around for about a year and a half, and then they took off. But we watched them fledging and so forth. We have seen eagles. We have an eagle population out there on Turtle Creek that nest out there. That's a pretty cool sight. I've got pictures of 3 or 4 of them in a field right on sea. So I'm a hunter. I've hunted there all these years. I'm a bow hunter, a gun hunter. We're a rural community in Fairfield. Everything from a school that dates way back 100 years. And some very wonderful people that have incredible family values. We've raised 4 kids out there. We have 6 grandchildren. They have swam in the creek. Turtle Springs, we have Turtle Springs on our property. And it's pure water. I mean, it's amazing. We've developed paths around our property. I've named them, all the grandkids' names. So Linney's Lane is one way and so forth. And Owens overlooks all the stuff out there to the south. And it's still beautiful. Have a great view of the fireworks. We enjoy the peace and solitude of our rural living. We take great pride in that, great gratitude for that. That's the way we live. We're not really comfortable in city environments for living reasons. We're not. Our kids love to come back and do those things. We went out on these little paths and we had blackberries and ice cream. These are kids that are, as we've mentioned, 4 and 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And they all love doing that. And it's a very special kind of thing for them. Solar has been undesirable to us. This was never proposed to be a part of that project, just kind of all of a sudden happened. I know that's generational wealth for some families because that's what it's turning into. And as some people have said, it goes to a few people, not a lot of people. We never thought that this would lead to a battery storage kind of facility concept that's out there. Never thought it would be a gas manufacturing plant because I agree there's explosion possibilities. The other thing I want to mention is, again, I'm a hunter and fisherman, conservationist, done it all in Turtle Creek, around Turtle Creek, and it's wonderful. I have a tremendous peace by doing that, and as well as does my family, my kids. They come back to do it. There are 8-foot fences around that facility. I'm sure there'll be something like that in the gas plant. And if you really look at that fence, not much goes in there. Now, when they first started that solar factory, I don't know if you remember some of the pictures, but there were sheep grazing in there amongst the solar panels, you know, and I feel like there's no sheep in there. They're not doing anything like that. There's not any animals that get in there. They come to Turtle Creek. We got a lot more animals now in Turtle Creek because of that. So there's a lot of reasons for me not to support the gas plant. To me, very little economic benefit. I understand labor. There's a lot, and it's really targeting the trades that's going on in Wisconsin. For kids to get educated in the trades, because their electricians make $150,000 a year. Because it's a great opportunity to be in ironwork or something like that. It's just not necessarily right here, and it's not necessarily a gas plant that I want or I'm going to support, because I'm not. I'm here, as Rhonda is, to voice our opposition. I don't believe there's economic impact or an economic benefit to us. I believe that's something that, for all of us, we have to make a decision. Is it just 25 people? Or is it? It doesn't matter. My feeling is the local authorities should provide some kind of representation for us in the form of some kind of representation in a referendum that allows the people to either support this, fully knowledgeable what it is. We weren't from Fairfield, and we're right on top of the hill, basically. Our land is in Walworth County and Rock County. It'll compromise our water resources. I believe it will. Could provide waste and contamination, water resources, electrical lines going in underground, more noise. Since the solar plants come in, we have one road where there's 6 o'clock in the morning, they're screaming down that road to get to work. So we have a lot more traffic like that. I don't know if anybody else has seen that or heard that, but noise pollution is right there. The light pollution, Rhonda and I have gone up and at 10 o'clock at night, we sat in the truck and just looked for the northern lights, and we've seen them. When you have that kind of light pollution that's going to be there, you're not going to see that anymore. That's not going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be a smell or not. I'm assuming there would be some kind of a smell. There could be some kind of noise. I don't want to hear a humming noise. I'd rather listen to the cranes. And the cranes bugle at night, 11 or 10 o'clock, 9:30, we hear them. And they have a little baby out in the field or something like that. What's going to happen with all of this? I think in most things it's going to affect our property values. I think our property values are going to go down. And I don't want to do that either. You know, how can somebody come in and provide that? I don't know if all the necessary, it doesn't seem to me like all the necessary analysis or assessments have been completed by governing agencies such as DNR. We've not seen all that. We want local representation to represent us. We want that. I think it's in the form of a referendum. You know, I have a school that can't exist without the next 3 years of budget. So they come to us to approve that budget in the form of a referendum. That's how tight it's getting today. To me, it represents a degradation of our land and resources surrounding us. It's destroying land. It's not benefiting land. Underground electrical, chemicals, wastewater. We prefer that they take this elsewhere. I don't want to see a gas plant here. For all those reasons I've listed, to local representatives and board members, protect us. Protect us from this. And that's what I'm asking. I think all you guys that are members of a board or can do this, a public service corporation, commission, I feel very strongly needs to represent our interests. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Tim. Christine Carey. And after Christine, we'll switch to Zoom. Swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? All right. Give us your name and comment and speak into the mic, please.
My name is Christine Carey. I'm a resident of Darien. My husband has lived in the area his entire life. We are both in our 60s. We have young children in the area. And we've lived in Wisconsin our entire lives. And listening to the gentleman that just spoke, the state of Wisconsin is so filled with riches. There's like 6 states in this country that have more than 100 areas that are more than 10 square feet or square miles wide. We're one of those. We have more fresh water than the vast majority of the country. We have more beautiful farmland than the vast majority of the country. And when you listen to stories, and I hope they take all of those stories, that gentleman that told, the little girls that told, and some of the ones that I'm listening to, those are our riches. That's what makes us wealthy. That's why they're here. They want to take that from us. And I'm kind of disgusted at the fact that our legislators aren't doing enough to protect that. You have a pot of gold here, and they're here to steal it. And our legislators are sitting back and they're not doing anything to fight for us. You don't get something for nothing. We're being sacrificed. Our county boards, our county, our local, our county and our state legislators are going to get some tax kickbacks from all of this, correct? But you don't get something for nothing. They're going to sacrifice us for that. They're not going to put this next to a golf course. They're not going to share their water with their watering systems. They're going to put it here. They're here for our land. That's why they're here. They're here to steal it. Because we don't have in place enough regulations to stop them. We don't have the laws that are in place to stop them. The IPPs, the loopholes that prevent them from legally doing what should be done for the public, those are not in place. And our legislators are not doing their job. And they need to be called out because they are not safeguarding the state of Wisconsin. And I don't mean just the people that are for or against it. I mean all of the state of Wisconsin. Chicago comes to Wisconsin because it's beautiful. Correct? They come here to visit because it's beautiful. They come here to escape Chicago. Why do we want Wisconsin to become Chicago? Right? They're here to escape it. And yet we're opening the door and we keep rubber stamping this. We don't have, the state of Wisconsin does not have a comprehensive energy plan in place. We don't have regulations in place. Our state has a $9+ billion deficit. What if this goes bust? Do we have anything to protect us from this? Seriously, a gentleman spoke earlier that they're going to build all of these gas plants, and he's proven that we don't need them. What if they go bust? They don't care. They're getting paid astronomical amounts of money to come here and consume our natural resources. How many gas plants and data centers do we need? Are we going to spider out with all the transmissions and all the towers to connect all of these? Is that what Wisconsin's going to look like? Are they going to leave our land barren? They don't care. You sell your house, you don't get to live there, right? So when you sell these plants to We Energies, they're gone. They don't care. They are not our partners. They are not here because they care about us. They are here to make money. And our state legislation, and I hope our PSC, take that into account, that regulations need to be put in place. These non-disclosure agreements that are done secretly to protect them. They have non-disclosure agreements all over the place. Why? Because they say that because they don't want their competitors to know what they're doing. It doesn't give them a competitive edge. No, it's to keep secrets from us. There are too many non-disclosures in the state of Wisconsin. And they will come out with history, just as the fact that the DNR just got pushed back, that they're not doing their job because someone pressured them to not do their job so that they could get a project passed. The DNR, we trust the DNR, or we did. This will be all part of our history. We want our history to be golden. We want to move. We want progress. We're not afraid of progress. You want to bring jobs to Darien, that's fine. Bring family-sustaining jobs to Darien who bring children in houses to fill our empty schools from declining enrollment. Those are the jobs we're looking for. I sympathize this afternoon. I felt bad. It was kind of disheartening to sit here and see our union workers or our workers in the state of Wisconsin fighting against our residents. We can have both. I asked Michael Sheraton from Invenergy Chicago, have you looked at any brown spaces? There are so many different areas where manufacturing has left things desolate. Why aren't we building there? Why are they telling us what they want? Why aren't we saying to them, this is what we have to offer? We have all these desolate areas in the state of Wisconsin. Put our union workers to work. I have in my family 3 people that traveled. They missed their family. They missed their children. I understand where they were coming from. So when they're shaking their heads, no, we don't want the union jobs. Yes, we do. We want our union workers. We want all of our workers, and they can have that. They can safely have that without consuming our farmland, without taking away what that gentleman just described as our rural Wisconsin, because his description of what he does with the berries and the eagles and the Turtle Creek and the aquatic system and everything that we hold so true to us that live out here, we can all relate to that. Why would we give that away? Why? You're coming to Wisconsin to shop. We're not Walmart. We tell them this is what we have to offer and this is what you can pay for it. And we're doing just the reverse of that. We have no protections in place. Put protection in place. Get off our rural farmland. There is plenty of places to build these and put our workers and safeguard our waterways and our residential areas and all of Wisconsin and the way that we live. We don't need all of this on our farmland spidered out with all these transmission lines. It's ridiculous what's about to take place here. It needs to be stopped. I am not for this in any way, shape, or form. And I will also say, if you're looking for a place to build these, at our last meeting, Michael Sheridan from Invenergy Chicago, when asked, have you looked at any brown spaces? His statement to the whole crowd, and I witnessed to it, yes, over 100. When pressed to name some, he did not. When pressed just to name one, he could not. So my question to the PSC, and I have provided them with this question before, is if they have looked at over 100 brown spaces, where are they? Where are the studies that show that none of those areas work, and not because of money? Where are those spaces? Where are those studies? We've requested them. Over 100 spaces. Make them build there. They exist. And the only reason I know they exist is because Invenergy told me they exist. Why aren't they building there? It's ridiculous what we are having to go through for all of this. You're going to sell us out. Our legislators are selling us out. The PSC, I know this is difficult for you. We've been studying this at great length because we've been provided with no information whatsoever. So we're spending hours and hours and hours away from our families, trying to understand exactly the whole process of what's happening, not just to our state, but to our country. Do not give what is golden to Wisconsin, and that's all of Wisconsin, because our three top things are tourism, manufacturing, and farming. You're going to eliminate tourism. Who would come here to see Chicago? They leave Chicago to come here. You're going to ruin our farmland. You're going to ruin the areas that we hold so dear to us. Those are our three main levels of income in the state of Wisconsin, and you're about to ruin two of them. Put our union workers to work, make them build on our brown space, save our children's future, save our water, safeguard it, and put the regulations in place that are not existent right now. And make our legislators create the laws, stop the loopholes, and stop the NDAs. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. Let's move on to Zoom. So Emily, you're back. So we're going to try you again. Emily, if you'd like to comment, please unmute, turn on your camera. No? Okay. How about Google Pixel 9? That's how you're signed in. If you'd like to comment, unmute please. Google Pixel. No comment. Heather's iPad, we're back.
No, I took it out. Thank you.
Heather's iPad, you were here in the afternoon, no comment. How about Huda? Alkaff, A-L-K-A-F-F. Would you like to comment? Okay, so far none. How about iPad 8? Okay. All right, we'll switch to the room, people in the room. Let's see. We got Michael Smiley. David Harrington would be after Michael. Rachel Kirshner next. Jenny Morehouse. And then Nick Pulse, P-O-L-C-E. Oh, Huda's here. All right, well, we'll take you next, Huda. Let's just get our person here who's on the stand. Michael, here you are. All right, I swear you in. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I shall do.
State your name and comment, please.
My name is Mike Smiley. I live on Creek Road. I got a small business down there. I've been around this area most of my life. We were just here a few years ago about the solar panels, I remember, right? And they told us that the panels be made in America, made by American men, American women. Tell us they'll be installed by Americans. I can look out my window and I can see the panels. No Americans. People come my place want to know how to get there. They couldn't speak English. They might have been American, but they weren't from around here. Solar panels are supposed to be American made. They were American made. I have a Chinese wife who went down there and looked at the panels. And I said, where are these panels made from? She said, they're made in Korea by a Chinese company. Lied to again. American made in China, Korea, excuse me, by a Chinese company. Who would think a road called Creek Road, they'd put a power plant on? Who'd think that? 60-foot stacks hanging up in the air. We're gonna look out the window, we're gonna see 60-foot stacks, stuff coming out. Don't worry about it, it's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt you. One gentleman said about how the deer, how you go down Creek Road, you see a bunch of deer, and you see turkeys, and you see this, and you see that, and it's quiet, and the traffic ain't too bad. You know what's gonna happen? On that side of Darien Township, no more building. It's done. Those solar panels in there for life. and they'll wear out. And when you wear out, they won't be able to replace them. It won't be worth it to replace them. Then they're gonna come to me and say, Mike, we're gonna ask you for an easement down to your property line so we can put this gas line in here. And it won't blow up, it won't leak. I got another piece of property over in Elkhorn. They replaced the gas line about 2 or 3 years ago. They put it in, a month later they came out, took it out again. I said, what's going on? He says, it was leaking, it didn't pass. I said, can't you test it above ground? Well, we can't. I don't know, maybe I misunderstood him. But why would you put a gas line in that leaks? I didn't know it leaked. I couldn't smell any leak out there. How do you figure it leaked? I don't know. So we're gonna have a gas line all the way down Creek Road, which everybody's gonna have to have an easement. And guess what? You can you build over glass line? I don't know. Can you actually put a house next to a gas line? No, I don't think so. And you're gonna have a power plant. I don't know, have anybody gone to a power plant? See what they look like? I mean, there's no rainbows there. They don't look nice. When we had the solar panels, I went to a solar farm over by Kenosha there. Power lines all over the place, buzzing going on, dirty, filthy, not good. So we had this meeting about the power plant once before. Well, we're only going to use 55 gallons a minute in water. Wow, there goes my well. No, that ain't very much water. I don't know because I don't know how much water taken on ground affects your well. I don't know. But I do know my well on one of my property has water problems already. I could dig it down deeper, I think. I don't know. I'm going to find out. I don't think, I hope I don't have problems. But we're just, the problem is Darien doesn't have any important people here. Somebody say, wait a second, hey, where can you build a gas power plant? And where is a gas line? And where's the gas line at? Starts clear up Superior, comes all the way down here, it goes, where's it go? I don't know, Texas, I don't know where it goes to. But you can put a power plant anywhere there's a gas line, anywhere. Somewhere where there's nobody, 100, not 100, but maybe 50 miles apart, up north. And where's the power go to? Where's that power gonna go to when you put that gas line, that power plant up? Does anybody know? Does anybody wake up and say, hey, I got no power in the house? We got brownouts here in Darien? No. But they got them in Chicago maybe, or they got them in Los Angeles maybe. See, that electricity is gonna go all over the country. Am I wrong? Am I right? So when they kick that power plant up, they'll be feeding electricity down in Chicago maybe Cleveland, who knows where it goes to. I don't know. But benefit is for us. We have no power plant. Do we have any power problem here? We wake up in the morning and go, hey, I got no power. No. So what benefit are you gonna give us here? Are you gonna cut us our property taxes? I mean, what are you gonna do to us? You're not. And you're gonna tell everybody how you built all these jobs, and it's American made, and it's not American made. It's bullcrap. And I don't know what else you guys think we can do about it, because I think it's a done deal. I'm just gonna sit back and, yeah, put your easement in there, I can't do nothing for it. But to me, it started out with solar panel, oh, it's good for countries, good for the nature, it's good for the, and then next thing you know, you got a battery plant coming in there too. Go to a solar place where the battery packs are at. These are containers just full of batteries. And now I hear they got, and if they would have said, hey, guess what, we're gonna put the solar farm up here, and then we're gonna put a gas plant up after that. They didn't say that. They never said about the batteries. Didn't hear that at all. And also, I said, where'd that come from? Well, it was in there, but I guess it was a small print. You didn't see it here. I asked him about the power plant, the gas power plant. Why are you doing it? Why are you building it? Well, because those solar farms are not 100%. So the gas will kick in when you're not working, at night or whatever. And I said, but that's going to cost you millions of dollars, right? Yeah. I mean, how often is it going to kick in? Oh, it's going to work about 20%. 20%? You're going to build millions of dollars for a power plant that's only going to work 30% of the time. And he said that with a straight face. I don't know if he still works for you guys, who he works for, but he said 20. I said, are you kidding me? Who would invest into a power plant that only works 20%? And the thing is, if it goes all over the country, it's going to work all the time. I mean, we don't need the electricity here, so it shouldn't even be on. but it's somebody else that leaves electricity. See, we're being used because there's not enough power people in this community. That's what the problem is. If we had some more power people here who would say, hey man, I'm not gonna have this in my backyard, this wouldn't happen. It doesn't happen. Do you think it happens down there in a nice suburb of Chicago or Milwaukee or something like that? It doesn't happen over there. We can build a power plant anywhere there's a power, there's a gas line. One woman mentioned about brown places, what do they call it? They're all over the place. Why are you taking great, beautiful dirt that grows a lot of crop, it's nice and clean, and you're gonna destroy it, you put the panels on it, I can put the power plant on there, and they think we're a bunch of fools. That's what they think. It's not gonna benefit nobody. It's not gonna, nobody's gonna be benefited over this. Okay, who's gonna work over there? Did anybody work at the solar farm in here? Anybody work over there? They never called me and said, hey, can I use, I'm in the trucking business. Hey, can you want to haul some panels for me? Never happened. They never called and said, I need this move, that will never happen. It's just, I agree, gas plants are one of the best things that are out there when it comes to power, but not here. You know why? There's other places to go. Find some other place that would be better off with. It doesn't benefit us. If we woke up every morning going, hey, I can't turn lights on, we don't, though. I don't remember anybody saying, turn the air conditioning down because there's going to be a brownout. Maybe in California or some city, but not around here. So we're going to supply the power for those people. Put the power plant in their place then. If it's so safe, build it right there. If those things are so safe, build downtown Milwaukee. If they need the power, build down there. If they need it, wherever they need it, build it there. We don't need it here. We got solar panels. We just contribute to solar panels. I mean, and if you think about it, the world's like a basketball, and we're tilted here. We don't get that much sunshine in the wintertime at all. What, 6, 8 hours a day, and they got solar panels in there? That makes no sense. You just took beautiful land, put panels in it. You can't grow it once, and I guarantee you, who's going to pay for take those panels out? Once they're going to wear out, just like the solar, just like the gas lines, because natural gas lines sooner or later wear out. They dig them up again, put new lines in there, and if we get better technology where we don't have to have it, they're going to leave them there. They're not going to dig them out. You think if something comes up better than solar, you think they're going to dig up those panels? No, we can't afford that. We're just leave them right there. You know what I don't understand is what those solar panels. Did anybody hear about how efficient they are? How efficient are they? I mean, are they working? I don't even know if they're working. What's funny though, they're going to build they're going to build a power plant that's taking less land and produce more than 2,000 acres. That makes no sense to me. Why did we even build solar panels if that power plant is big? We can all produce that there. It makes no sense. I don't know where that came from. I mean, everybody talks about solar panels. They're great. You know there's a solar farm in Arizona? I think it was Arizona or California, the biggest one in the country. They shut down. They shut it down. It was open for so many years. You know why they shut it down? They forgot about wind. And when wind blows sand, it destroys solar panels. What are they going to find about these over here? What's going to happen when they go to crap? Are they going to leave them there? They're going to take them out. And some guy mentioned about goats eating the grass. They don't do that. Because I heard about that too. And a woman came to me and says, hey, who's got the solar farm there? Because I can supply goats to eat the grass. I thought, yeah, that sounds good. So I called the guy out there and said, this woman's got goats and stuff, or sheep, whatever. And I looked into it. You can't use them. They'll destroy the panels. You can't use goats and walk around eating grass because they're going to eat wire. Who knows what you eat? Imagine a goat running around jumping on the solar panels, getting electrocuted or whatever. They sold you a bunch of crap. It's never going to happen. They're not going to have goats running around there, the animals in there. So it's sad, though. If you run down Creek Road at any given night, if you like deer, you're going to see a lot of deer. They're down by the creek down there. You see the deer running around. You see a bunch of turkeys, and you see all kinds of animals out there. More than, and they're eventually go away because the solar farms up, they got the fence around there, and where are they going to go? I mean, sooner or later they're going to go away, and they're kind of pigeon-toed. They can't go anywhere because they got the fence over, and the next going to be on the road, getting hit or whatever. But I just don't understand why they're building a natural gas plant so close to cities, to people. When we got places up north or maybe down south where there's nobody around for 20, 30 miles to complain, or areas that are condemned or so. You hear about certain areas that maybe the business went broke, whatever. You'll look right there, or find areas that we don't have all these people here to see that. So when we get down, when this is all built, we're gonna drive down Creek Road and we're gonna see 60-foot smokestacks. You guys ever see that power plant over in Janesville? I can see from my office when it's cold out. You can see the smoke rolling out of that. Of course, that must be coal, I guess, because I don't think natural gas is gonna make any smoke. But I wonder why, if they'll make no smoke, why are they building a 60-foot stack then? Does that make sense? That don't make sense to me. So we're gonna see something, we're gonna smell something, we're gonna hear humming, we're gonna see wires all over the place. We're just gonna, it's not gonna be pretty. It's what you mentioned about the property taxes. Yeah, that's gonna, our value of our place is going to go down. I went down Creek Road the other day. I see houses for sale. Why would that be? Why would you want to sell your house on Creek Road? Beautiful name, Creek Road. I don't know. Not very far from the power plant. They're selling them though. Maybe you get a good deal on it if you want to hear a power plant next to you. But I think there's other alternatives than this. This is not a good alternative. Let's use some common sense. Why are we using nice land, destroy land? It's gone, 40, 50 years, and then when the lease is up and the panels are all wore out, and then where's the panels go? Are they gonna take them out, or are they gonna say, hey, we made a mistake, it ain't feasible to have solar panels here. Meanwhile, we got this power plant here. You know what I don't understand is, why didn't they come up front? Okay, we're gonna start out with solar panels. We're gonna put a bunch of batteries out there for collection of the solar panels. And then just in case they don't work that well, we're gonna have a power plant next to it. Never came up. Now, somebody mentioned data center. I hope that's not gonna happen. A data center. I mean, I do a lot of work for data centers, but that's crazy to mention data centers around here. Well, if you want, before you start putting data centers and power plants, take a trip to the power plant and see what it looks like. Take a trip to, this solar farm, you can tell this trip here. But take a trip anywhere where they got new power plants and data centers. Let's see what they look like. Then you ask the neighbors around there, how do you like that data center working there? When I went over to that solar farm over by Pleasant, I think, I can't remember what it said, by Burlington area. And I thought, well, let me ask them guys how they like it. Guys walking down the road. I said, how do you like the solar farm? I'm surprised he didn't shoot me. I mean, he was like, I don't like it, nobody likes it. And he says, you gotta go to all the meetings all the time. And you gotta protest and protest. I see he lost out, they still put up there, they added on to it. You walk over and you see wires all over the place, it's dirty. It's out in the countryside, and I see a farmer out there baling hay, and they can see the power, the solar farm. The only thing I want to make is that we gotta, they can, we need electricity, granted we do. We don't need it here. We need it someplace else where it's more feasible, where you don't have people looking at it all the time. We don't need it here. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for your comment. So I was looking at Huda, I think was online, but has dropped out. So we're just going to continue with our people in the room, and then we'll get back to Zoom. So David Harrington, you were next. Then we have Rachel and Jenny and Nick. David, swear you in, raise your right hand, swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Name and comment.
My name is David Harrington, and I live on Creek Road also. And a couple things I want to state: that this gas plant would negatively affect my lavender farm due to the air and the water quality. It is not a good idea. As you can see today, we have terrible air. If this was all the time, because nothing is 100%. Everything that comes out of those silos will still be something. Heavy metals, something will be coming out of there. Particulates, also UAE over there. First of all, I have lots of people in 890, and they did not do anything at the solar farm. And they don't really going to do a whole lot at this facility, other than immigrant workers, and they will be gone. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. They will make their $50, $100 an hour, and they will leave. There is not permanent jobs with having this plant here. We're a rural farm, we're small, it's a peaceful area. I run farmers markets, so I know lots of places. The place in Pleasant Prairie where they took out all of the power plant with all of the transmission lines, why don't they put it there? Hey, Kenosha also has the old Chrysler plant, which is a vacant ground. Again, brown space. It's just sitting there. It's been there, closed, since the 80s. Again, transmission lines are all still there. Why don't we put it there? Milwaukee, Kenosha uses the power. Put it there. Not here. We don't need it. My air quality is not for the taking because the PSC feels it should just give everything away. That's it.
Thanks, appreciate it. Rachel Kirschner.
Rachel Kirschner, Paris. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
I'm Rachel Kirschner. I'm from Paris, Wisconsin. I come here not because I live in Darien, but because this project is so ridiculous that I'm willing to drive to Darien from Paris, Wisconsin, also known as Paris Power Wasteland now. Just like the Red Oak project Invenergy wants to build at my house, by my house in Paris, Wisconsin, this project has the same exact issues. Watching today from home made me cry. We are fighting the same fight. I know if this is approved, this will not be the only gas plant in Darien. The second one will come just like Paris, but bigger and more polluting. Be on the lookout for the letter from PSC. Invenergy is bullying small, rural towns in Wisconsin with their proposals. I did a comparison of the town of Paris and Darien. Let's see, population around 1,500, check. Solar farm passed in the last few years, check. Nice untouched farmland, check. 2 sites barely miles apart, check. Local emergency services not equipped for this, check. Interstate to place plant next to, check. Ridiculous low 20% capacity, check. High capacity well, check. Large water consumption, check. 1 site on wetlands, check. I'm in Darien, right? It feels like Paris. A merchant plant wants to build a gas plant with no cost or need analysis. What? Did you hear me? Let me rephrase. A private company wants to build a gas plant for a privately owned VLC, a very large customer, and are not required to show any cost or need, yet they want to pollute our air. Leave Darien alone. They just want to live their lives without the pollution from a gas plant. Come on, why would they want a Title I case? Title I are major actions that significantly affect the quality of the human environment. Clearly, nobody would want that. Again, leave the Darien residents alone. The only ones truly pro this are Invenergy and the VLC. Let's figure out something better for the unions to build that doesn't pollute. Yet the merchant plant is applying for a CPCN, a certificate of public convenience and necessity. Does Darien need this plant as a public convenience? Nope. Does Darien need this plant as a necessity? Nope. They have enough power with their solar farm to power Darien and more. So leave Darien residents alone. Now on to section 1.2.2.2 of the final EIS. Require priorities for meeting energy demands. Let's see, the first one is energy conservation and efficiency. Did we ask the VLC to design their buildings better and use less electricity? I think not. The one that just got built in Mount Pleasant uses 333 megawatts. 333 megawatts. It's like it needs its own gas plant. A data center employee told me that their data centers are like computers. Well, I know when my computer gets hot, I just turn it off. Did we ask them to turn the data centers off when they get too hot? Instead, using more electricity and more water? The next slide, non-combustible renewable energy sources. Did Invenergy look into this? Not really. Combustible renewable energy resources. Did Invenergy look into this? Not really. What kind of ridiculous loophole is it that this case is not combined with Docket 6630 BS 103? I love that you named this BS, because in this truth, it is truly BS. Application of Wisconsin Electric Power Company for approval to acquire ownership interest in the natural gas-fired Foundry Ridge Energy Center. If a plant hasn't even been approved yet, then these dockets should and must be combined. It is not a just system to block Darien residents from examining the needs and the costs of this project discussed in the other docket. Most interesting from this docket, but for the incremental load from the VLC, the very large customer, this dispatchable resource would not be required for Wisconsin's electric generation portfolio. In other words, not for the public convenience and necessity. Building a fossil fuel intended to run 30 years will ultimately leave consumers paying for a useless, shuttered, stranded asset. Who is going to pay for the healthcare costs of this privately owned gas plant? Who is going to pay for the premature deaths? I leave you with those thoughts. Please don't repeat what you did in Oak Creek and devastate all these hardworking Darien people and neighboring residents who took the time today. If you approve this gas plant, please take a moment of silence for all the premature deaths at the moment the plant this will cause. See you next week in Paris, Wisconsin. I hope to see all the commissioners there next week. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Jenny Morehouse? Jenny? Nick, P-O-L-C-E, Pulse. Nick? Oh, here you are. Yeah, come on up when I call your name. Oh, is that, oh, sorry. Sorry. All right. Swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Name and comment.
My name is Jenny Morehouse. My name is Jenny Morehouse. I am a resident of the nearby town of Wheatland, Wisconsin. I am speaking this evening against the proposed gas peaker plant here in the town of Darien. We are under siege and across the state of Wisconsin. Left and right projects brought to our state by billion-dollar energy companies are being given the green light to build or extend the life of fossil fuel infrastructure energy sources. These projects have an ill effect on our water and our air quality. According to Clean Energy, Foundry Ridge Energy Center would generate 324 megawatts of polluting fossil fuel energy, extending Wisconsin's reliance on fossil fuels for decades to come. In addition, Foundry Ridge and Red Oak Ridge, another proposed gas plant project in Paris, Wisconsin, would emit as much or more pollution as all commercial and institutional fuel combustion in Kenosha and Walworth counties combined. As with many newly proposed energy projects being proposed in the state of Wisconsin, this natural gas plant proposal also explicitly calls out its use in supporting the growth of AI data centers across the state. According to the Brockovich Data Center tracking site, there is 1 fully operational hyperscale data center, 2 under construction, and 13 additional reported AI data center projects being proposed. And this is just southeastern Wisconsin alone. The 3 individuals on the Public Service Commission must ask themselves, out of the 5.97 million residents in the state, are we really the 3 people who should be leading the charge of AI growth in Wisconsin? I respectfully tell them no. The 3 people sitting in Madison, Wisconsin should not be the deciding factor of whether a small community who has already come out strongly with a wrong project, wrong location message will have to suffer the extreme environmental costs of a fossil fuel project brought to town by a billion-dollar company. The Public Service Commission should listen to those they serve and allow towns, villages, and counties across the state to be the ones to decide how best to serve their communities. Do the right thing and vote no on the Foundry Ridge Energy Center in Darien. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Nick, you're up next. We'll switch to Zoom. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Give us your name and comment.
Okay, my name is Nick Pulse. Good evening, everyone. So I'd like to speak a little bit about, I hear it's a lot of themes tonight, and the big one I hear is the lack of control. Our decisions here at the local level, I live in Delavan, are being removed. We don't have the ability to go to our local council, our
Just a
local.
second, I want to make sure. Can everybody hear him? No. Yes? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yes?
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't have the ability to go to our county board, our local town, and argue against this or argue for this. And I stand tonight arguing against this. I think this is a bad deal for the local community here. And what's worse, though, is we don't have the ability at the local level to solve this problem. We have to come here and we have to articulate our case to the PSC and the representatives, and then they're the ones making the decision. And the reason why that is because we have a law in place that comes out of Madison, which says anything above 100 megawatts in energy, the decision gets removed from the local citizens, the local county boards, the local towns. And that's a problem. Here tonight, feeling of not being able to stand up, a feeling of hopelessness, a feeling of we don't have control. You can hear it as more and more of us get up to speak. And I'm not okay with that. We absolutely need to get up and talk. We need to stand together, we need to unite. We can absolutely push back against this. Even if it feels like maybe not tonight, even if it feels like maybe not tomorrow, but we absolutely have to stand together and push back against these type of plans. Because the other thing I heard tonight, and I agree with this, is there's a sense of a lack of transparency. Whether it's actually happening or not, it's the appearance of the lack of transparency, the lack of information. And we've seen it play out in different locations across the state. We heard tonight about jobs. Remember all the jobs we were promised when Foxconn came in? All the tax benefits, right? We got a lot of press releases, we got some jobs, and then it kind of just fell apart. We absolutely want our folks that work in the trades to have jobs, lots of jobs. We have a shortage across the state in this country. We don't want to be, what we don't want is we don't want confusion. We don't want to be told, hey, put these plants in here. They're going to bring all kinds of jobs. And we have consistent history of overpromising in a lot of other locations all across the southeast part of the state. I look forward to a time when we have the ability as local citizens to be able to come and articulate our case and push back against that feeling of large corporations, that feeling of large businesses who believe they can just take advantage of us. And so in order to do that, we got to change that law in Madison. That's the focus. We should be focusing on Madison, getting folks in there that are actually going to stand and fight for us and not just be a rubber stamp. So we came here tonight, we appeal to the PSC Commission. We appeal to have this denied. I stand here again, I'll say I'm against this plant. I'm against it. I support our ability at the local level to solve these problems. I'll leave you with this. You gotta do a lot of traveling. And there's a proverb that says when spider webs unite, they can stop the progress of lions. And that's us, right? One by one, standing up. We can absolutely push back against this type of thinking and this type of reasoning. Let's get back to local control of the community. Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks, sir. Give it a break. All right, we're going to switch to Zoom. We do have 6 people. So I have 6 people with appearance slips here left. We're going to switch to Zoom. There's quite a bit of people on the list, but a lot of them haven't spoken. But if you do want to speak, get your slip filled out on the top and hand it back to staff. Check that Speak Now box and you'll be on the list. Also, you can do the comments as well. If you just want to write a comment, feel free to do it that way. So let me check with Zoom. So Youssef, I know you want to comment, so I'm going to take you next. Other people seem to be shy, so I know you're not. So let me get you centered here.
Let me find a good light.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in.
Okay. 1 second. I gotta start putting my last name first.
Yeah. I was actually going to suggest that, but
Hey, firstly, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak.
You can swear.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So do you swear or affirm? Yeah. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
That's your right hand, yeah? It just depends on the screen. My screen does it the other way. All right, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, so give us your name and comment.
Yusuf Adama from Beloit. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for letting us speak. I think engagement, things like this are so important, although I wish that the due diligence for making the public aware was a little bit more comprehensive. I know a lot of people often feel, sorry, I'll talk slower. I know a lot of people often feel like if they even hear anything at all, that they don't have an active way to help make a decision, but oftentimes people don't even hear about this stuff before it's here. So I urge the commission to deny the Foundry Ridge gas plant proposal. This project is being advanced to serve explicitly the enormous electricity demands of hyperscale data centers. It would be one thing if it was super important to raise energy generation because the community needed it, then you'd hear me raving about how we need solar panels instead. But if people don't want that, they shouldn't become a sacrifice to energy generation for these huge projects. A lot of what we're discussing right now is the agency of communities, is whether or not it's fair for trillion-dollar interest to eclipse the need for people to live happy and safe lives. There is no safe amount of pollution for people to inhale and engage with. It hurts every organ system in their body, creates complications during pregnancies, and most likely, if you've ever been sick while living in a community near a gas plant, it has made that sickness worse. So again, we know that this is made to power hyperscale data centers, including the Vantage facility in Port Washington and Microsoft's data center in Mount Pleasant. And Wisconsin families did not create this demand, and they shouldn't be asked to bear its costs. This spring, I was very pleasantly surprised during the large customer rate proceeding that the commission took a very important step to protect Wisconsin ratepayers. The commission recognized that existing customers should not pay a penny to build the infrastructure needed for massive data centers, and that there shouldn't be these very blatant cost-shifting mechanisms. So I want to thank you for that leadership and respectfully urge that you stand by the commitment here, because the cost of the projects are not just in dollars. And that's very tangible. This is not an abstract notion. This has been extremely well documented. We understand that the AI bubble is a bubble. We understand that data centers are being pushed really heavy right now because a lot of these companies are worried that states are going to catch up with protections. They're trying to front load them before the state governments can protect us more. But if this plan is approved, Wisconsin families could still pay through increased air pollution, higher healthcare costs, and preventable illnesses. The projected health impacts, including premature deaths, show hundreds of millions of dollars of healthcare costs that is taken on by communities, hospitals, families. And when communities are sicker, when they can't contribute as much. That also then helps the perpetuity of communities, right? If people aren't productive, if they can't engage, if you're outside sick and coughing, you're not going to be able to contribute as much. And I think right now, as we're in the middle of, some of the worst air quality, I think this is the worst air quality in my lifetime living in Wisconsin. And I know this is from wildfires, but the question is, should we really be stressing this even more for a project that is not necessary to produce power for the community? And I know that the commission is obligated to act like these companies are just as valid as people are. But I feel like lately it's that they're more valid, that the people living here are less important than these companies. That's very unfortunate. But I hope that we I hope that we can better center communities. So approving another gas plant also locks Wisconsin into decades of fossil fuel dependence at a time when cleaner, more stable energy sources continue to become more affordable. However you feel about solar panels, the cost after they're built is less than gas plants, and the cost to produce them is rapidly being eclipsed by gas plants. It's becoming easier to make and less harmful afterwards. But again, if people don't want either of those, then we need to ask the question is, does these communities need to keep having things built here? We're seeing small communities turn into sacrifice zones, that we're sacrificing the health of thousands of people for the sake of making some other people rich. I think that's especially pressing right now when we're seeing the effects of a war make gas incredibly volatile. We have to detach from our reliance on methane gas infrastructure because it's not reliable. People love to say, oh, the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing, that renewables won't work, but we don't talk about the volatile nature of gas plants, that explosions happen, that leaks happen, that fire departments can be overly stressed by the presence of gas plants. Renewable energies acts as a hedge between those volatile fuel prices because we don't need to send the sun and wind monthly bills. And every new gas plant extends our dependence on fuel markets and delays the transition to a cleaner, more affordable energy system. Also, this community already had a solar farm, which they seem to feel very dubiously about. And that energy made by that solar farm should not be used on maintaining data centers either. So even if you decided you wanted to do this project with clean energy, I think it's important that energy being produced now isn't just being shipped off to maintain these huge industries that don't end up helping people and in fact end up hurting them. We know that, again, data centers are a bubble. We know that AI has been used for lots of malicious means. I think it's important and would be incredibly naive not to acknowledge that we're also building into a really big and oppressive surveillance state right now. All of these things that are national issues that are being expressed in these local fights all across the country right now, but especially in Wisconsin, we're seeing this over and over and over again, where communities are up against these interests, and it doesn't seem like they're being taken fairly. If data centers require new energy infrastructure, then the companies driving that demand should be responsible for its full cost. And that's not just the monetary cost, it's also all of the cost associated with these things. But really, no community should have to deal with continued gas plants. I did door knocking in Kenosha and was talking to people that remembered coal ash falling on kids' toys, and I wasn't even aware that Wisconsin was still utilizing coal plants. And methane gas is a lot of the same rhetoric that we're seeing. We haven't seen the ways to produce this, make any really big dramatic changes in a long time. Our dependence on fossil fuels is not evolving in the way that every other energy refinement mechanism is evolving. We're stuck at such a snail's pace and relying on something that just has overwhelmingly well-documented negative consequences. So I please ask the commission to uphold the principles that you established this spring, that you knew that these companies are going to try to extract every drop of money that they can from these communities, and you set yourself as a barrier to protect those people. I think this is another instance where you have to hold to that. Wisconsin families should not subsidize hyperscale data centers with their utility bills, their health, or their lives. So thank you so much for your time and consideration. I'm super glad that people are out speaking against this, but also consider how many people aren't in the room. If I wasn't well versed in the things happening in Wisconsin, I probably wouldn't know these things. All my peers are working right now, or maybe just getting off of work. It's good that there's a 2:00 session as well, but this isn't enough. Like, if we have a representative democracy where people are supposed to have their voices heard, we need to do so much more due diligence to inform the public of what's happening in their communities, so they at least have a chance to do something. Because the more that we don't, the more that people see these overwhelmingly, like, bipartisanly, people do not want this, and they keep getting put. That's going to make people not want to participate. That's going to make people regress. That's going to make people sick on top of that, which is going to further erode our communities and our democracy as a whole. So again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here, and have a good night.
All right, thanks very much. Just let you stretch a little bit. So off the record, I'm just going to check in for a couple more people on Zoom. So someone joined us with the letter A as a screen name. A, do you want to comment? Just unmute, turn on your camera. The letter A, I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. Okay, no. Moving along, Gene Williams, you joined us on Zoom. Did you want to make a comment? Gene, unmute, turn on your camera. How about green? I'm not going to do it. Green, the color green. Did you want to comment? Not going to say, you know what. Green, any comment? J, the letter J. Comment from the letter J. Jessica H. You'd like to comment? Oh, there we go. Can you get your camera on? Or did you want to comment, Jessica?
Yes, hi.
Great,
Hi.
all right, just hang on, let me just set up here. Okay, there we go, all ready to go. Okay, excellent. First I'll swear you in, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Oh, shit. Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Can you state and spell your name for us, please?
Jessica Hove, H-O-V as in Victor, E as in Edward.
Thank you. Go ahead with your comment.
Well, I had a whole bunch of comments at the beginning, but thanks to everybody in the room and online, they have articulated everything that I was concerned about. On the record, my husband and I are both against this and oppose it for all those reasons and probably all the other reasons that people are going to continue to talk about tonight. I can't help but feel that this has the undertones of the Aaron Brockovich story, which really scares me. So not just for me and my family, but as other people have said, for our children, you know, the people in the area. And it's not just Darien, it's the surrounding communities besides Darien it's going to reach because of its massive footprint that it's going to implement. And with that, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jessica. All right, so let's move on to Keith. Keith, you're on Zoom. Did you want to comment?
No, I've voiced my opposition a couple times through the online option, so I'll leave it at that.
All right, perfect. Thank you. The letters LH, or the initials LH. Is our next Zoom participant? If you'd like to comment, let me know. Unmute. LH. Okay, next up is Marcia Rodden. Now, I think you commented in the afternoon, if I remember correctly, but let me just unmute and let me know if that you're the same person, or if you'd like to comment. No, you dropped out. Oh, no, you didn't. There you are. Did you want to comment, Marcia? Let me just confirm. Okay, I'm not hearing from you. How about Mel? Oh, Marcia, there you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I already commented this afternoon, and
Okay,
I
that's
think
right.
my other concern would be this, with the gas plant.
So I'm not gonna, we have a lot of people to get through, so I'm just gonna
Okay,
ask
go
you
ahead.
to
Yes.
stand down on this one. Okay, thanks.
All right, sure.
All right, so Mel, M-E-L, did you want to comment? Nothing from Mel. You need to unmute Mel. No, I'm almost done with this list. We'll just get through the list, and then since it's not taking too much time, how about Samsung? Samsung, would you like to comment? Gotta unmute. Let me know. No. And we have a couple phone numbers. I think the phone number ending in 749, I think you commented this afternoon. Just to unmute if it's someone new on the line. There's also a phone number ending in 113. So you need to press *6 to unmute. If you want to comment, let me know. Okay, so for now, we'll put you guys as no comment. I'll give people an opportunity to chime in at the end in case, oh, wait. Yeah, 749, are you somebody new?
No, I am not, and I just wanted to let you know that I did comment and I did disagree with the plant going forward, so, yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
So 113 hasn't unmuted yet, but let me let you know, like I will ask just at the end in case as a wrap up, if you want to comment, I'll ask it before we adjourn. So at this point, we got 6 left. Anyone else? Get your appearance slip filled out. Oh, 7, sorry. All right, so we have Kathy Denko up next, and James F-I-L-E-T, I think? M-E-T? N-E-T. Philnett. Dan Kilkenny, maybe? Luke Finette. And I don't get too far ahead of myself. Bill Superna. And then a couple more. Don't confuse it too much. All right, Kathy, there you are. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and comment.
Kathy Denko. How sad is this for the hardworking taxpayers of this community to have to protect their homes and their families? The long-term contamination factors of these projects is not known. The movement of solar, battery plants, and natural gas plants is relatively new. We don't know the long-term effects that these types of projects can have on our environment or for our own personal safety and well-being. 10, 20 years down the road, we can find out that we have a huge environmental problem from these projects, or that it has caused detrimental health problems to the residents who have been forced to live around these projects. Wisconsin's most important asset is our agricultural land and our farmers. We're the big gear that turns our state's economy. We're losing our integrity as an agricultural state with all the silliness of green energy. It is simple greed. The PSC is throwing us under the bus throughout the state and green lighting all of these projects without guaranteeing our safety, because once again, we do not know the long-term effect of having these projects where we live. I challenge anybody from the PSC to live next door to one of these projects. You build your house with your hard-earned money and you live within a quarter mile of any of these projects and raise your family there. for 1 year, for 1 year. And if I see you live there for 1 year, maybe I'll entertain the idea of some of these projects. But in the meantime, you're pushing these down our throats, which is unfair in our communities. You live in a community that works hard we live in a community that works hard to get a moratorium, that the PSC can override a moratorium is also very unfair. And then to make it worse, when these companies go around a moratorium that a local community works so hard to get, that then these companies do not have to follow the local ordinances of a community. So if a community, many communities in Wisconsin are working very hard to get moratoriums on all these different projects, the developers of the projects can go around the moratorium, and then if it's passed by the PSC, you do not have to honor, or the company does not have to honor, our local ordinances on a county or a township level. How unfair is that? How do you lay your head on your pillow at night and know that you throw these communities under the bus that do not want these projects? There's no plan for our state. How are you going to merge the old and the new and proper placements of these projects? You're just putting them in the easiest places and improving the farmland. The farmland is the easiest way for you to build these projects. You know it's flat, it's easily accessible, there's a lot of it, so it's a land grab. You don't even work hard, like they're saying, to find brown land or other places to put these projects, which is very sad, because everybody likes to eat. The very commission that was here to protect us and serve for the public's greatest good has gone rogue and is destroying our state. Stop these projects. Stop destroying our state. Stop destroying our small towns and small counties. Stop contaminating our land and stop contaminating the people of Wisconsin. We don't deserve this. And when there's nothing left, then what? What are you going to do? How are you going to fix the contaminated land from these projects? How are you going to fix people's health that cannot be restored? What is the PSC's answer? How can you be a hard-working individual? The biggest investment you can make in your life is your home, your business, your community. And you're coming in and forcing these projects on the hard-working taxpayers of these communities, forcing it down their throats and giving them no choice whatsoever. And in the process of doing that, because there are no guarantees, because we don't know, these projects have not been around, that there will not be long-term contamination to our land and to our health. How can you guarantee that? Tell me, how can the PSC do what they are doing to these small communities? There are better ways to produce power than green energy. It's simple greed that you are pushing these green energy projects. Everybody knows that nuclear is the most efficient way to go. Everybody knows that all of these green energy projects will never, ever produce enough power for these data centers. And they're mandated to produce their own power, and they'll probably go with micro-nuclear plants. So why are we still pushing solar, battery storage, which is absolutely terrible for a community? Would you want to live in a 3-mile evacuation area in case a battery explodes? Let's be serious about that. With little volunteer fire departments? Do you think they're capable of evacuating these areas if there's problems with these projects? But yet, you push it onto a community that can't handle a project of that magnitude and have no second thought about it. Just like, oh, that's good. Just let them have it. Let them deal with it. Just like this gas plant. Why are you doing it to this small community? How terrible. How terrible for them. I really think that the PSC has gone rogue, and it's a shame. You are here to protect us, to find proper placement of these projects, to work with communities to find proper placements, to look out for our safety and well-being. And you've done the exact opposite. It's shameful. We're losing the integrity of our state. When you drive around the countryside now, we are losing the integrity of our state to ugly solar panels, to natural gas plants, to battery power plants, which are absolutely terrible. How can you be proud of that and what you're doing when there's cleaner, better solutions for energy? How can you sit in this room of people who've worked hard their whole lives and they're here to defend their family and defend their property, which any person would do? That's our natural instinct, is to protect what we love and what we've worked hard for. Do you want to be the Scots and live next door to one of these projects and have your property value decline or never be able to sell it because nobody wants to live next to it? And to tell me that this is a peaker plant and it's only going to run at peak times, oh, please, you're going to run it probably 24 hours a day because you're greedy and people want power. There's no true transparency, there's no due diligence on any of these projects, and then you turn around and sell them to Wisconsin Electric. The developers turn around and sell them for big profit. And then the communities get thrown under the bus. What are the communities getting out of it? Except fear of contamination, fear of their safety and well-being, and declining property values. How can that be America? I really think that the PSC should get out of their ivory tower. You come and visit in Wheatland, Wisconsin, where we're going to get a battery plant, and I'll show you how beautiful our farm is and our wetlands and our conservancy, the bald eagles flying in the air. And you know what? When they come out and do their studies, they look at exactly the 52 acres where that project is going to go. They don't walk 10 feet off that project. They don't go and look at the businesses that are on the same project line. They don't look where the wastewater is going to run into the wetlands on our farm that feed into the New Munster Creek, that feed into the Fox River. They don't go to the beautiful lake on our farm that could be contaminated by groundwater contamination. I will take anybody on the nickel and dime tour and show the PSC what they are doing and how they are affecting Wisconsin. It's shameful, absolutely shameful, where you're putting these projects. And we don't even need these projects. Green energy is a scam. It's just for people to make money. Put up some decent nuclear facilities that can power more homes, more efficient, and handle the data centers instead of wasting our farmland with this bull. Like I said, it's shameful what the PSC is doing. You can take my name, you can take my number. Come with your family, come with the rest of them. I'll give you a tour of our community where you're going to put a battery plant. I'm sure the people here, have you ever set your boots on the ground of these projects? Have you went and sat in their kitchen and seen how close they're going to be to the project and how they're going to have to constantly deal with the noise and the lighting? No. Why are you making people suffer that are working hard, that are good people and good citizens? The PSC, like I said, you sit in your ivory tower, you come, you visit our site. I'll get the Scots to take you out to their site where you're going to put this gas plant. You're just going to green light all this stuff because Governor Evers just wants the money. And how unfair is it for our community that we worked so hard and we got a moratorium passed 22-0, that we could have 1 year to strengthen our ordinances and work for the betterment of our community in case we had to eat this project, and within 3 weeks the developer went around our moratorium and is filing with the PSC. How unfair is that? You better look at your policies and your procedures and what you're doing to these communities, because it is truly unfair. I don't know how you can be proud of what you're doing.
Okay. Thanks for your comment. James is next. C?
F-I-N-E-T.
Yeah. Okay, I'll swear you in. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
State your name.
My name is James Finney. and I'm from a family of 12. I'm second oldest, and first thing I want to say is amen, sister. So who are you, and am I trying to convince you that the gas plant is bad? Is that the goal?
Okay, so usually we don't have a question and answer thing going on, but like I said at the beginning, I'm Michael Newmark, the administrative law judge for the PSC. So I run the hearings, I run the procedures, that make this case progress to the end.
Okay.
I create the record, which is the documents that the commissioners can only use. To the exclusion of the record, they can only use that to make the decision on the application.
Okay.
So I have 3 commissioners that review the record and make the decision.
So if I convince you to not build it, it'll be 33% no?
No, I don't have any say about whether it gets built or not. I just say, I can decide whether I take your comment and give it to the commission or not.
Okay.
So, make it a good one. But they will be able to review your comment and use that as part of the evidence.
And this speech is for people who want and don't want the...
Whatever, it's your opinion. I don't have any, I don't care what you say, as long as there's no profanity.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, as long as there's no profanity, speak your mind, and don't go too long, because it's after 8, so.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So there's only one guy that wanted the gas plant, and I'm pretty sure someone else wrote his script. All the other ones have been written by the people who spoke them. They care, and they came up here and spoke. So I live next to the creek in Fairfield. My little sister, the youngest, she's 7, and every single day when I get home from work, the first thing she does is run into my arms and hug me, and then say, let's go to the creek. And she wants to go to the creek every single day. She loves the nature, going outside. We were walking in the woods the other night, me and a bunch of my siblings, and an owl landed right in front of us, 6 feet away, and it looked at us with its big eyes, and it turns its head all the way around, and then it turns its head all the way back around, and we're like, it's a real owl. And it was like the coolest experience ever. We love going in the woods. I grew up here, so I've been in the woods my entire life. Let's see, last night, my sister, she's getting married in 10 days, and we all grew up together in the same house. And she's like, guys, we're leaving to an air show tomorrow, and she's like, I'm not gonna see you before my wedding. And then she's moving out, so she's like, let's all go to the creek. It was like 10:30 at night. She's like, let's go to the creek, and let's all splash each other and jump in and just have a great time, because my family just bonds in the creek. Like, we just love going to the woods and going to the creek. So we all, like, probably 8 of us, 7 of us walked just from our house to the creek. We got in the creek, we splashed each other, we were tackling each other. It was just a great time, and I don't want that to get taken from us, and I don't want that to be polluted. I want that to be there for my kids, and I want to be able to come back to my home and visit the grandparents and have my kids show them where I roamed the woods and the animals I found and all that good stuff. Yeah, and I guess just everything is becoming more and more dystopian, and there's more technology and flock cameras, and we live in the country because we want to see trees and we want to see animals. And we don't want to hear factories, and we don't want to see solar panels, and we love roaming and being free, and freedom's not given, it's taken. But, oh yeah, they just think of it like out of sight, out of mind. It's like, we live over here, we need electricity for all these things we want to build. Let's buy that super duper cheap farmland way over there, and then build on there, and it'll affect them, but it won't bother us. We just get the electricity, we get all the benefits, none of the downsides. It's cheaper to build there. They don't want to build all these, I think I've been hearing it's called like brown land or something, where there's already a factory that got like abandoned, because it's going to cost so much money to break that down and take it out and restart. Here it's like, oh my gosh, there's beautiful land right there. I can just pour the concrete. It's like, they're just thinking money. All they want is money. And yeah, that's all I got. My name's James Finney.
All right, thanks for your comment. All right, we have Luke Finney. I got your name pronounced right now. All right, I'll swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and comment.
My name is Luke Finney. I'm James's younger brother. I'm the 3rd oldest of our 10 kids. And yeah, same thing. My youngest sister, she loves going in the woods, loves drinking the fresh water. And if this gas plant goes through, it's going to dry up the creek. And that will break her heart. And that's going to be very sad, and it's going to make me very upset. Yeah, our family's lived in Walworth County our whole lives. We've lived in Darien and Fairfield there for the last 18 years. And it's something that's very important for us and everyone I know. I don't know anyone who wants this gas plant. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your comment. Bill Spurnaw. Maybe.
Do you have Kilkenny on there?
Oh wait, hang on, let's go off the record. I do. Huh, maybe it got stuck here. I do remember saying that. Well, that was at the beginning, right? Kilkenny. Oh yeah, Dan. Whoops. Oh yeah, you got stuck into Luke somehow. Oh, let's take Dan next. You were.
It's all you.
Oh, you know, we couldn't read the rest of it. We could read the K-I-L-K.
I assumed it was Kilkenny just because, I don't know why, but there
County
you go.
in Ireland.
Yep. Okay. What's that? All right. I'll swear you in, raise your right hand, swear or affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I'll swear to both.
All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. And give us your name and comment.
Dan Kilkenny. Want to first state that I'm opposed. I'll try to be brief. I guess I can relate to these two fellows. I'm the 11th out of 12, and our family does have a creek on our property, and great fun. Anyway, another thing, just some experience. I was on the town board of Darien for 20 years, got off in 2021. So I appreciate people who are serving the public and understand that you're here to listen and not controlling everything. So I appreciate you being here and understand that. Originally, I was going to apologize for not being more informed. Being on town board for 20 years, I'm also an attorney until I retired. So normally I'm pretty up on things, but apparently there hasn't been a lot of information. And one of the issues I was wondering about was people talking about data centers. I just found out from the Invenergy people, I guess that's not something that's planned, but not something that's prohibited. So anyway, I was going to make two comments, but once people were talking about the air quality issues, I realized I'm old. I take heart medicine and I've got asthma, so I'm all with that group there, and I think they pounded that quite a bit. But I'm not clear on what exactly this project is supposed to be. Is it just a gas plant, or is it going to be a data center? And so being a lawyer, I try to focus on the legal things because I know that's ultimately what you look at. You got old people with asthma everywhere you go, and you're going to hear that. But I'm kind of afraid this is a creeping project. I'm not sure about the legalities, but if this is solar, then it's got batteries, then we got a gas plant, then we got a data center. Shouldn't somebody be saying that from the beginning? Because I know PSC looks and says, oh, solar's great. Oh, I guess if you got solar, you need a battery thing. Oh, I'm wondering, did we just find out it gets dark at night? I mean, didn't they know in the beginning and should have said, we need backup? And the other, I know you don't answer questions, but I think it's something people need to understand.
Sure.
If the gas plant is approved, and then they go, now we want a data center, is that out of the PSC's hands, because you just handle the utilities, and whoever wants to locate near this can do it? And if in fact there is going to be a data center, I'm sure you're probably aware that Oracle is suing the Public Service Commission because they wanted to have special large company pricing so that, and have them post bonds of, I think it was several hundred million or hundreds of millions. So if the gas plant ends up not being needed and it's abandoned or not profitable, it doesn't get hit on the ratepayers. And so I think the PSC needs to look, and if this, at the end of the chain, is a data center, you might not want to be approving something that's going to ultimately lead to something that you're currently fighting and doing a good job of trying to protect us. And so that, again, I'm not sure how the legalities sort out on that, But to the extent you have fact finders looking at this, I think it's something, we shouldn't just have the blinders on, that, these things are just happening in sequence. I'm not a real expert on, location of power plants, but normally you think they would be near municipalities and cities where they're used because you lose power as things go over the wires, which makes me think they want to have it out here and then have a data center that's doing it. So again, I think it's important for the PSC, to the extent they can, look at what the likely outcome is, and aside from not being near the cities, if in fact we're going to have a data plant, no reason to have another lawsuit on the PSC's hand when that data center comes here. Thank you.
Thanks. We're not afraid of lawsuits. We got plenty of those going on. I appreciate your comment. So Bill, you're next. Hey. Swear you in, raise your right hand, swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yep. Yeah.
Name and comment.
My name's Bill Supernaw. I live on Creek Road, about 1.5 miles from one of the proposed sites for this project. I've been in my home for over 30 years. I am opposed to this project, and here are some of my major concerns. They echo what some people have said tonight, but I'll be quick. First is some of the environmental impacts to our water and air. Water consumption, I'm concerned about the amount of water that will be consumed by this facility. All of us to the east of this pretty much use wells for our water supply. And even with a proposed closed loop system, I'm skeptical as to the impact on our residential supply. Water pollution, Turtle Creek has been mentioned numerous times. It's a beautiful meandering creek that goes through the whole area. It's a popular recreational area for canoeists and kayakers. There's species of birds, fish, bald eagles that have been mentioned. Dumping or leaking of wastewater into this watershed could have disastrous effects to this area, not mentioning how it could also affect our drinking water. Air pollution proposals located essentially due west of my house and many other residents who live in the area. Prevailing winds will blow any contaminants to our homes. I'm sure the company will say that they're following all environmental standards for water and air emissions. However, these could have faults, and we all know these standards can be lessened, which puts our area and our health at risk. I've also read there are expert reviews which raises serious concerns in regards to the pollutants emitted into the environment from this proposal. Home values is another concern. Our homes are in a country rural setting. This industrial complex can affect the value of our homes as it creeps into our landscape. We live where we do because we don't want industrial complexes in our backyards, as this proposes. A large concern also is transparency. My uneasiness started with the initial public meetings the company had with the public, I don't know if it was a year or two ago, I lose track. At that time, they were vague, evasive, would not let us take information home, take pictures of the proposed project. In fact, when speaking with them about the area, they admitted they hadn't even driven around to see the area themselves to understand any of the impacts it had. Transparency of purpose. We were told this was to help with our peak power needs. Never was there a tie into data centers mentioned, or the plan to sell to any power companies. On the subject of peak power needs, would these needs be caused by proposed data centers and not the community? Therefore, this facility would be in actuality providing power centers with power and not the communities it's supposed to serve. In conclusion, data centers and the associated power grids to energize them are rapidly springing up everywhere in the state and in the country. Many trying to get ahead of regulations to rein them in and protect the people and the environment. This is what I feel is happening here. This company has not been transparent with this project from the beginning, trying to rush this small rural community into agreeing to something they felt we wouldn't understand. It is my feeling this project is not one that serves this community, is not wanted by this community, and only was put in place to serve the needs of corporations and large data centers. Centers which should be supplying their own power. And while not serving this community, it also lessens our property values, puts our environment at risk, and puts our health at risk. So I ask you to please deny this project. Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, how are you doing? Okay. So you never know. So I have three more appearance slips for people in the room. Susan Olson, James O'Donnell Jr., and Jenny Membrino. But I'm going to switch to Zoom. I saw a few people join us, and I'm pretty sure they want to comment. So we're going to switch to Abby Novinska-Lois. Do you want to comment? There we go. Hang on, let me get you settled in here. And you got your, yeah, everything's going. Okay, great. Sorry. All right, I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. And do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. Give us your name and spell it for us, please.
Yeah, my name is Abby, A-B-B-Y, Novinska-Lois, that's Novinska-Lois.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I didn't prepare really detailed comments today. I'm just speaking on behalf of myself. And I wanted to leave a lot of time for the community members to really have their voice heard. And then I woke up this morning and I saw the air quality was completely hazardous, and I knew I had to take a moment to be here to speak out for other Wisconsin communities that are experiencing the exact same thing that Darien is now. It's going to happen in Paris next week with the hearing. And we know that Invenergy and We Energies, who is planning to buy this plant that Invenergy is building now, are planning other projects similarly like this across the state that are going to continue to pollute our air. I'm really deeply concerned about this as somebody who already has an autoimmune condition that is worsened every single time we have bad air quality or bad heat issues. I end up getting really bad rashes and struggle with other kind of lung and like dizzy, nausea challenges. And my health providers have told me several times that those type of events are things that I need to be extra cautious in. So I've been walled in my house for really the last week because of the heat and now with the air quality. And I know there are people just like me who've spoken tonight and also earlier today about the harms. We know with this gas plant that we will see over 360 million in health damages and about 31 early deaths, according to UW-Madison research on the specific pollution that was included in the proposal put forward. And that's because particulate matter pollution is so small that it can get into our lungs and even our heart and actually cross the blood-brain barrier, causing developmental issues in children. And so if there is a time to take action on an issue like this and for the Public Service Commission to do the right thing, I think just a moment of walking out the door says a lot today about the state that fossil fuels have already brought our beautiful areas of Wisconsin to. I'm concerned about also the large amount of water that these projects use. We know that over 70% of water withdrawals in Wisconsin are ready for fossil fuels. And with data centers being put online, that number could grow. And we've had cities already declaring drought concerns this year. I know Menominee was mentioned earlier, but I talk to several farmers all the time who've been struggling to keep up with their crops. And we deserve clean water for Wisconsinites, and that's a public health issue if communities cannot get the clean water that they need. I hope that the Public Service Commission can really deeply think about what We Energies and Invenergy are doing in this case. Typically, we don't see plants proposed in this way. We should question why We Energies isn't proposing this plant themselves, and whether that very large user tariff, which I'm so grateful that the Public Service Commission and you pushed back so thoroughly on to protect Wisconsinites, but there are concerns that that might not be applied here because of the speed and the way this is being put forward with the buy-sell application. So please make sure you're protecting people not only on our utility bills, but we are paying right now with our lives, and we know we have better solutions. So I'm asking you to please deny this gas plant and take the time to really plan out where we need to go with our energy system and listen to communities today. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. And I thought there was one other person here. Well, let me note for the people online on Zoom, if you see an NC next to your name, next to your screen name, that's because I've asked and you've not responded. I asked for if you'd like to make a comment and you haven't responded, or you've told me no comment. So I just put a no comment next to your name. I'm going to move on to the people in the room, and then we'll close out by giving anyone a chance who hasn't spoken yet the opportunity to do so. So let's start again now with Susan Olson, waiting patiently. All right. All right, so there you go. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Thank you, and give us your name, please.
My name is Susan Olson.
Go ahead.
I came here tonight to get some information about this fancy named project, Foundry Ridge. And I'm still confused because I've heard it called an energy center, a data center, and a gas plant. And there really isn't much information about what is actually going to happen here. I understand that it will consist of 3 natural gas-fired single-cycle combustion turbines capable of generating up to 324 megawatts. Now, has anybody told you how noisy these gas-powered turbines are going to be? Will they be running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Also, if it's going to require water, where is the source of the water? How is polluted water going to be treated? Light pollution has been mentioned. I've read articles about people that live next to data centers. The noise is constant, 24/7. The light pollution is constant. It's like it's daylight all the time and they never get a break from it. Cost to residents, like, is this going to increase your electric bills? Have they answered those questions? I don't know. Also, air pollution from the Foundry Ridge plant here and the Red Oak plant in Kenosha County. It is said that the impact of these 2 facilities on our air quality, that the combined emissions from the Foundry Ridge and the Red Oak Ridge energy centers would equal or exceed, quote, all the fuel combustion from commercial and institutional sources in Kenosha County and Walworth County combined. It could lead to premature deaths and additional health problems. And for these reasons, this Foundry Ridge project should not be approved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. James E. O'Donnell, Jr. Swear you in. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and comment.
My name is James E. O'Donnell, Jr. I currently live in Lake Geneva. My family has gone back 3 generations in the Delavan-Darien area. My grandparents taught Delavan-Darien High School for 40 years. My grandfather had O'Donnell Prescription Pharmacy in Delavan for decades before he passed in the mid-70s. So I came out today to stand by my friends and neighbors because I highly oppose this. I'm not against the trades. I'm a tradesman myself. I'm in maintenance, industrial maintenance. I also participate in a 501c3 nonprofit that I volunteer for. Over the last 9 years, we've given away $90,000 in scholarships to all the high schools in Walworth County for those students who want to go into the trades. So I'm two sides of the same coin. It disturbs me to find out about this in the way that I found out about it. Also, another one that's going to be going up in the Sugar Creek area and other surrounding communities in southern Wisconsin. We have the richest farmland, bar none, in the United States. And we're destroying it, giving it away. Now, I grew up in Texas. I was born here, but I grew up in Texas. I know what a gas plant, I know what a refinery smells like, I know what a power plant smells like. You guys don't want that. To me, this feels like an end around. And the look of impropriety is almost more insidious than any actual impropriety that's done. This facility is being built by a private company, Chicago money, but they build plants around different areas in the United States, gas, solar, wind, batteries. As a private entity, their initial application, they propose this as a peak plant. For those of you that don't know what a peak plant is, I did a little research, I asked a couple questions. And a peak plant operates only 20% of the time. That's 20% of a calendar year. That's all they can operate at. No matter how much is called for or requested, with the exception of a natural disaster, i.e. a winter storm, where electricity would be required. That was the original application. In the revised application, the Foundry Ridge is being reviewed as a wholesale merchant plant, which matters because merchant plants are not required to provide the same need, cost, no build, energy efficiency, demand response, or generation expansion analysis that would normally apply to a public utility project. The revised application states that because the project is a wholesale merchant plant, several of those analyses need not be provided. At the same time, the application also states that Foundry Ridge may sell or assign the project or a portion thereof to one or more public utilities or other qualified entity or entities at any time. I'll let you interpret that how you want to. I interpret it as an end around to circumvent certain requirements that a public utility would have to utilize and go through to get the same result or the same end product of a power plant. So what's being presented to you is a peak plant, in my belief, and it's already been submitted. We Energies has already submitted an application to purchase this, and it hasn't even been approved yet. Sounds like an end around to me. Circumventing certain requirements, analysis, assessments. If that happens, your peak data center will become a full-fledged operational power plant. And you'll have no say in it, because once it's sold, that license or that agreement for that peak plant is null and void. I came out here to support my friends in the Darien community, those of which who I know are good stewards of their land. Most Wisconsinites are good stewards of our land because we know what we have and we appreciate it. And if that becomes a full-fledged power plant, all you're going to have is the wastewater contamination and the health issues that come with it. May the odds ever be in your favor.
Thanks, sir. Jay Membrino, and then anyone else need to get your slip? Otherwise, we'll be closing out soon. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
State your name and give us your comment.
Jennifer Membrino. I want to start by thanking all the people online and the people who came here who don't live here, but you took the time to support us. I want to thank you. I don't want to reiterate all the things that have been spoken about already about the environmental consequences, the economic consequences, the health consequences. I'm here to make a plea. I am a resident of this area. I live 2 miles away from where this facility is being proposed on land that was purchased from people who do not live in our community. They farmed this community, but they don't live here. Where this facility is going to be built, they're not suffering the consequences. We're not fancy people. We don't have a bunch of lawyers and fancy people here to prop us up. We're wearing our street clothes of what we worked in today. We don't have on fancy suits and pretty leather shoes. But we live here. We play in the creek. It took me 2 weeks to identify a baby hoot owl and what they sound like. They live in a tree right outside my bedroom window. We have at least 1 albino deer in our area. We live in a beautiful area. There is not a single person that lives in the area that is affected that wants this to happen. We are not benefiting from this. We are not given a voice other than a hearing. We should matter. And again, I thank you all who have come to support us. But those of us who live here who will not benefit, but will only pay the costs, our voices should matter more. And I am asking for you to listen to us. Think about the cost that we will pay. Frankly, there's not a lot of us, okay? There are much more populated areas in our state. There are not a lot of us. Do not sacrifice us because there are not a lot of us. We are not fancy. We may not speak eloquently. We may not speak clearly. We may be repetitive. But do not sacrifice us for something we didn't ask for, nor will we benefit for. So thank you for your time, and please listen. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. All right, excuse me, anyone else in the room wish to speak that hasn't had a chance? And I'll ask everyone online, if you have an NC by your name, just unmute, let me know. Oh wait, there's an iPhone that joined us while the last person was speaking. So, person with the iPhone name on your screen, if you want to comment, unmute, let me know. All right, so anyone else online hasn't had a chance to speak? Unmute and let me know, please. All right, so just want to review a little bit. Just putting the notice hearing on the screen, and I want to thank everyone for coming, giving us your opinion on the case. I will package all your comments up and present them to the commissioners. They'll review these comments along with all the other evidence in the case that I received during the party hearing session. Wanted to remind everyone, so that'll be on July 21st. It'll be on Zoom for the parties, and the public can view that on our live stream and YouTube channel. The comment period for written comments, so you know, Thursday, July 23rd, we need to receive all the written comments by that date, or on that date, no later than that date. Easiest way to do that is use the link that goes to our comment page, and you can take a blank one of these and pass them around, but that's this area at the bottom. There's a QR code and the link for that, and the mailing address. If you want to drop something in the mail to us, do that. Just make sure you do that in enough time for us to get it by the 23rd. Otherwise, that's all we have for today. And again, appreciate everyone joining us. I appreciate the Senior Center and City of Delavan's finest for keeping us all safe. Commissioner Hawkins for joining us and listening to you guys. Thanks very much. We're adjourned. Take care.
Thank you.